Welcome back to SpotLight. It's the podcast that lifts the curtain on life here at Wolverhampton Grand Theatre. I'm Scott.
And I'm Tonia. And I am so excited to introduce our next guest, Sofie Annè Clayton.
Yeah.
Yes, Sofie. So, we are really excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here. It's great.
So it'd be really good just to start off telling our listeners or viewers a little bit about yourself as a creative.
Yeah, so my name is Sofie Annè. I am 26 and I am a singer, songwriter. I'm in a few bands. I travel about. I do a lot of function stuff, corporate stuff. I've been flying out quite a bit recently.
We have seen. We're preying you on the Insta.
So I was in Thailand for most of Jan, doing a couple of gigs out there. This month I've been in Dubai doing some gigs there as well. But yeah, I mean, this job's crazy. It takes you everywhere, like around the world. I do stuff all over the UK as well. Most of my work is in London though. But yeah, it's cool. I'm loving it.
Amazing.
Your voice has taken you all around the world, hasn't it? But I mean, it all began right here in Wolverhampton.
Yeah, it did. Do you know what? Props to Tonia as well. You know, I have to big up Tonia because if it wasn't for you, I don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing.
What Sofie's talking about is Sofie when she was just a little girl. When she was a little baby, she used to come to my youth theatre. Big up youth theatre. Youth theatre is important.
Yes.
100%.
I'm telling you.
So important.
But it is, and also having something local.
Yeah.
I mean, big up Wolverhampton because we are full to the brim of talent.
Yep.
We are bursting at the seams, but then we have to travel all around because, you know, we don't always have everything we need here.
Yeah.
But in saying that, this is a good segue. So you'll love me for this. But in saying that, you are now an ambassador of the Grand Theatre.
Yeah.
Tell us how you got involved in that and how you just tell us a little bit about your role within the Black Ambassadors at the Grand Theatre.
Yeah, so I got the call from yourself, from Tonia.
Me again.
Yeah, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to come in and obviously meet the team, meet new people, work with new people. It's obviously amazing to work with the Grand. I've always come here since I was young and watched shows here, but now to actually work with the Grand is brilliant. Obviously being a part of the team is about, audience development and making sure like everybody can come to the Grand, everybody and anybody can come and feel welcome. And do you know what? It's like home now. The Grand is like home for me. It's really nice. And yeah, I love being an ambassador and the opportunities that have come from that has been amazing. So we hold Memory Caf here. I do that with Carl McGregor. We do that twice a month now. And we had one today. It was brilliant. It was at capacity. In fact, it was overflowing. We had people still coming in as we started. It was brilliant. It's very diverse, which is amazing to see. People get up and they dance and they sing. We have instruments out on the table as well, so people are playing along with us, and it's really nice. It's just so heartwarming, and it's a chance to give back to the community because I think that's so important, and I think that's what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, before we move on to all the other things, let's keep on to Memory Cafe.
Yeah.
Because I know when I've come into, they're here in this Encore Lounge, aren't they? And when I come in, a lot of the guests, when they first come in, they're really quiet or they're really insular and they'll come and sit down, they'll have their cup of tea, but then by the end of the Memory Cafe, as you said,
buzzing.
they're up, they're buzzing, they've got their instruments, waving their instruments about. How is that for you to see that happen through your voice and the power of music? Like, what's that like?
I don't think people actually understand how powerful music is and how powerful it can be. I mean, the first time I came and watched the Memory Caf before we, me and Carl set up our own Memory Caf, I cried. Yeah. Honestly, just seeing the reaction from the audience was just, it was really overwhelming. And I cried.
Oh.
It was, really emotional.
And Sophie, you know, we're talking about the memory cafe, but just to dive a little bit deeper before we move on, the reason why the Black ambassadors set up set up this particular one was to focus in. So the Grand Theatre, we already had a culture of having the memory cafes for everyone, but we specifically wanted for yourself and Carl to kind of sing songs and bring music from the Black Caribbean diaspora. So tell us a little bit about how that has informed the Memory Cafe and the type of people that will help in you know, the reasons why we're doing that.
So, you know, obviously everybody comes from different backgrounds. People grew up listening to different songs, you know, different music, different genres. So our Memory Cafe is tailored to reggae and gospel, soul, Motown, because I know that's what I grew up listening to. I mean, I've got a very diverse music taste. My dad grew up listening to a lot of rock music, and so I've got like a rock taste. Like I love Queen and stuff like that, and Rolling Stones, whatever. And then obviously my mom listened to gospel and soul and stuff growing up, so I've got that side as well. And I think it's important to showcase that too.
I guess the whole point of the Memory Cafe is that it is nostalgic, and it's that nostalgia that unlocks something in the mind that helps, you know, the guests. So really, if we're just singing one particular type of music, it's not nostalgic for all. So
exactly that. So they might have not have listened to that when they grew up. So it's like, you know, they'll they can't relate to that or engage with that. So so doing what we do, it kind of speaks to that kind of demographic. And
it was your particular Memory Cafe that introduced instruments. I remember
we just thought it'd be such a good idea.
Some percussion, some tambourines. And now I think that's filtered out to the other Memory Cafes too. Good. So even when we've got like, you know, Ian Adams and Julie doing their Memory Cafe, the tambourines are going and it's
that's wicked. That's great. Because I know they're more tailored to musical theatre. They do a lot of theatre stuff.
Vaudeville style thing. But those tambourines have...
But listen, the tambourines is a cultural thing, isn't it, Sophie? Like, if you're going into the gospel, and the church, everybody, it's a communal thing where you know, you find something and you start bang, you know, come on, Scott.
I need a bit more practice, I think.
And the shakers, all of that. And, you know, even if you don't have tambourines, you got your hand, you got your foot.
Oh, my foot's tapping.
Your foot's tapping.
There you go. And it's a nice way to get people engaged and involved. So it's lovely. Honestly, I love doing it. I look forward to the memory cafes when they come around each month. It's one of my favourite things to do.
We're really proud of the work that you're doing at the Grand. And also the intergenerational aspect of that, you being a young performer and working with a lot of people who have got either, you know, Alzheimer's or dementia and, you know, being able to kind of merge those worlds together is such important work.
It definitely is,
you know, and I just want to kind of move us on to some of the work that you've done and how has the Grand Theatre helped with your professional development as an artist, as a creative. Tell us a little bit about...
oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we know you were in Panto.
Yes, I happened to be in Panto, yes. I was in Aladdin. I played Princess Jasmine.
Woo.
So, that was amazing. I absolutely loved that as well. I felt like I was back at school because that's when I did like theatre training. I went to BOA and did training there. So it was really nice to get back into that, doing a bit of acting and having to, you know, learn choreography again. Oh my gosh, that was the one thing I was scared about. I was thinking, I need to get these steps right. It was brilliant. Loved it.
So tell us a little bit about the process, you know, of, you know, some of the rehearsal process, because not everybody... some of our listeners and watchers would know, but not all would know about the that process in rehearsals. Like, what's the stages?
I mean,
from
the
casting.
Sorry. So we got given the script about a couple of months before we went into the rehearsal. So, you know, you have your own time at home to learn, go over your lines and stuff, and then you go into kind of know your, what's it called, your markings for where you're meant to be on stage and what part of the stage you're coming onto and stuff like that. I mean, it was tight. We did it all in a week, and then the week after we did the tech rehearsals actually at the theatre. So
overall, how long did you rehearse for?
It was about a week and a half.
Yeah. No.
Rehearsals, yeah.
See, I don't know if all of our viewers would
crazy.
know that.
Yeah.
For a show that's like 2.5 hours long.
Even I was like, oh my gosh, are we going to be able to do this? Like, this is tight.
This is really...
We pulled it off and it was wicked.
Under pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in the rehearsal room for a week, on 5-6 days, aren't you? And then you move over here and it's about 2 or 3 days with the set.
Literally,
and that is it. Throw an audience at you. And then
it's a full-on day. Like, it's jam-packed, like... so we'll be working on scenes, and then the ensemble will be like working on dance routines in like another room, and then it will change, and then like I went into the rehearsal room, the dance room, to work on my choreography and my steps, and they'd work on a different scene, and there was like a schedule, like that we followed day to day.
Amazing.
And I think what's really nice about our panto is that our panto here in Wolverhampton always honours and follows the traditions of panto, but then always challenges that too and brings something new to the table. And your princess in particular, I think, was a turning point for panto, because she wasn't this girl who was just sort of lost.
Your typical princess.
And just
you're my typical princess. That's what I'm saying. Representation matters.
So tell us a little bit about your princess and what she was all about, because she didn't just she wasn't just there, was she?
Yeah. So I guess Jasmine was all about helping the community, and being one with the community, and she was very stood her ground, and very independent. I guess she just wanted to be one with the people.
And that was so nice for people to come and watch. And a lot of people said, didn't they? Like a lot of our, the audience development work that we've done, it was so nice for people to come and see themselves in the future in your princess.
Exactly that,
So amazing.
And just saying that as well, in terms of the diversity within the audience. For that panto was just outstanding.
Yeah, it was.
And that's why, even though I was joking, that's why I say representation. When I say representation matters, it's not a slogan. I'm not saying it for the sake of it. I'm saying that is so powerful for young people, for older people, for people of all different nationalities and races. It's so important.
Definitely.
And especially for Wolverhampton, because we're representing the city in which we live.
And Wolves is so diverse. It's big on diversity.
Exactly. So what we're doing here is really important. I mean, how did it feel for you to perform in your hometown? Like you said, you've travelled all around the world, all of these places where Thailand, Bali, all these beautiful but how did it feel to be on the Wolverhampton soil?
Do you know what? It was actually so nerve-wracking, because obviously it's my hometown and I wanted to do a good job and I wanted to represent, and there was a lot of family that came to watch and friends and everything. It was pressure, but I'm so glad I did it. And it was a long time coming. Like, I knew one day, I'll be performing on this stage at the Grand.
Wow.
So
I love that.
And hopefully I get to do it again soon.
Well, since the panto, you have done that, haven't you?
Well, oh my gosh, it's so true. Literally, 6 weeks ago.
So that's a good segue.
It is a good segue.
Let's talk about...
So let's get on to Rendezvous.
Oh, my days,
That again had been a long time coming, hadn't it? Because of course this show is new to the theatre, but the Project 21, the band, and all the rest of it has been going a long time. 20 years?
Yes.
Yeah. When did it start? Was it 2002?
Yes, I think so. It's a long time, and I remember going to one of the first ones. Or maybe not the very first one, but and thinking, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. And one of the things that I really wanted to do is make sure we brought that to the Grand as one of the first on my agenda. So it was a long time coming. But boy, oh boy, did we rock that house.
Gosh.
The Grand Theatre was on their feet. It was
fire.
So tell us about the process, and tell us a little bit about Rendezvous from what you know as a singer. So,
Carl McGregor, it's his project. He founded it. It's like his baby. I was never allowed to go because, I was a baby. I was young. And, I would have love to have gone, you know, when it first started. But to actually be a part of it now is amazing.
It's crazy.
Honestly, it is crazy. And it was such a wicked night. And even the rehearsals and everything, it was brilliant, you know, jamming and the whole band, they're amazing. They're lovely people, so talented. They tour with different artists and they're just, talented bunch and local as well.
Yeah, let's get that
from Wolverhampton, surrounding areas and Birmingham. And it was lovely and it was such a success and it was amazing to be a part of and to have it held at the Grand as well. It's just,
I mean, I've been here 10 years now and I've had some very special nights throughout those 10 years. And that one is definitely up there.
I'm with you.
Even before the night, Tonia, I was saying, I know this night is going to be one that I remember. I've never known anything like it. The sound, the vibe, it was so good. I wished it was like New Year, because I said, this feels like a New Year party. Like, if you were my New Year band,
actually did,
it'd be the best.
Oh my goodness. I agree with you, Scott. Like, it was such a great vibe, and I felt really proud to be part of that. And also I just thought, do you know what? This is what I'm talking about when I say Wolverhampton is absolutely full to the brim with talent. Full to the brim. You couldn't fault it. And then to top it off, at the end of the night, who performed for us at the very end?
Our very own Aunt Bev,
Beverley
Knight.
Beverley Knight, who happens to be your aunt. And how amazing was that? I mean, that is also the power of audience of having ambassadors and audience development, because you know, Beverley just felt so compelled and moved to just get up and want to just join everybody on the stage. It was the best, and we had great songs. So tell us about some of the songs and the kind of the genre of music.
So we did soul, Motown, from artists like Michael Jackson, Stevie, Aretha, Temptations, just, you know, all the greats.
All the classics.
All the classics, exactly. All the songs that everybody wanted to hear. And you know what? Everybody was on their feet from the first song. And, non-stop until the very last song. Even the ballads, there were still people on their feet. enjoying. So what would you like to see in terms of for the future of the work that we're doing at the Grand? Is there anything that you feel like, oh, actually, I think this would be great, or that, you know, is there anything in your thoughts that you'd like us to be doing more of in terms of for the audience development, or just as an ambassador? Do you know, I have nothing bad to say about the Grand. I think the Grand is so fantastic and everything that they're doing is so amazing. It would be brilliant to get some more black-led shows into the Grand, so there's more representation there. But I think the Grand are doing an amazing job. They are.
Well, we're stepping in the right direction, aren't we?
100%. And I mean, because we've got this team, there's not just the Black Ambassadors team, there's the Indian South Asian team as well, which is fantastic, so they can get more shows in that represent them as well. So definitely the Grand are going in the right direction. Taking the right steps. Well, and it's exciting to see.
We can see the change, because it's not just a box ticks exercise.
Of course.
And over the past 4 years or whatever that we've been doing it, we've seen the change, haven't we? And I think our audiences are so much more representative of the community. And it's a journey, isn't it, as well, which is a great thing. We've already done so much, but we're not going to stop.
No,
it's only going to get even better.
Definitely.
Those shows are going to come, aren't they? And I can't wait for the day that they do.
Exactly. And we're hoping that we can get Rendezvous in again.
Oh, yes.
Bring my tambourine this time.
That would be so.
Oh my days! Imagine if we gave our instruments to the whole of the audience. That would be crazy.
Oh my gosh! Actually, that's actually a good. You know, for what's the merchandise?
Rendezvous tambourines, rendezvous maracas.
Oh my days!
That's too good.
Somebody write that down.
Write that down. Remember me tell you. We can be
my idea.
So, do you have anything else that you want to say or?
Well, I mean, it's just so nice to have you here with us, because whenever you're here, the place always comes alive, and it's just so special. And I'm sure you're going to be off somewhere else. Like, I mean, recently you were just on tour with Ellie Goulding.
Oh yeah.
You don't sit still.
Last October, November, I was on tour with Ellie, and we did a European tour. So we went to Paris. Where else? Switzerland, Milan, all over Europe, which was absolutely amazing. And that was my first time experiencing like tour bus life and stuff like that. It was great, goodness. And the whole team are amazing. She's lovely as well. And then from that, she's called me back to do a couple of private gigs. So in Thailand, we did a private gig there, and then we went to Dubai as well and did a festival there, Untold Festival, and that was crazy. Wow. That was 60,000 people. Which was incredible. I think that's the biggest audience that I've performed in front of.
It's the biggest audience I can actually imagine.
Do you think we can fit all of them in here?
I don't know. I'm like, what?
In this little room now.
This little room here. In this little podcast.
But that was, an amazing experience. And hopefully I get to do more of that.
Oh, my goodness. That's honestly, Sophie, we are uber proud of you. You are a beautiful, wonderful, talented gem of Wolverhampton, and also, a young person who's representing, but also just, dreaming big and actually just doing that. So that I think that's such a powerful message for young people in the Midlands, just to kind of go, but you know what? It doesn't matter. We're from the Midlands, and we can still really follow these wonderful creative dreams, and you're testament to that. And exactly, and you have been wonderful to interview on our podcast.
Thanks for having me.
You're just shining so bright. You look like that. Look how the bright podcast. You look so bright like the podcast logo.
Bright like your dress.
Like the dress. Oh, these are the Wolves colours, I think. Yay. Black and gold. Black and gold. Come on, you Wolves. Come on, you Wolves. Oh my goodness. We have a tradition on our podcast before we close. And this is going to scare you.
Throw me into now, guys.
So we literally have to. We've made this up. So it is whatever you come up with. So we don't have a jingle for our podcast.
Okay.
And we
might never have one.
We might I don't think we want one. We don't want one, because what we want to do is we just put everybody on the spotlight, and we just say, we want you to just come up with a jingle. Literally, it could be anything. You should have heard Carl's.
As long as it's got Spotlight podcast, as long as it's got
Spotlight,
you can do whatever you like.
Guys, I hate being on the spot.
No, literally, it'll be easy. It's easy. It literally could be 2 seconds, literally. All you got to say is Spotlight at the Grand, and you can just sing it, or you can just hum it. No, you can't hum it. You have to say the little words.
Say it.
And share it with the audience.
Oh my days!
Do you want me and Scott to do one? What do you want? We'll do one. We'll go.
I think the first one was Spotlight at the Grand, or something like that. So something like that was the first one. So whatever you do, Sophie will be better than that.
No. I don't know about that, Scott.
Oh no, we did this one. There was this one. Spotlight. Everybody's listening to the Spotlight.
Oh, I like that.
I'll just make this up right now. Everybody's listening to this. Oh no, see, I just messed it up.
Because what I had in my head was Spotlight at the Grand.
Yeah. That's what we want.
That's what we want.
That is amazing.
And then I had J Hood's song come into my head. I don't like living under your spotlight. So maybe if we change the words to that song, that would be cool.
We like, because you need to say we like
Wolverhampton Grand
Spotlight. This is the best. So
I can't sing that. Go on, give us that. Give us that
cleanly.
What was it?
We like
Wolverhampton Grand Spotlight.
Yes, that's it. There we go.
Sophie, And you are amazing. And I know we put you on the spot, but that's the point. We just got to just...
No, that's going to be stuck in my head now. That's actually going to be stuck in my head.
I love you for that. Thank you for playing along with us. Thanks for having some fun with us. We love you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks everyone for listening and watching along at home. We can't wait to see you in the next one.
Thank you. Bye.